The potential benefits of a ceasefire between Hamas and Israel are significant, but it's crucial to examine the political motives, the regional strategies, and the timing that frame this situation. On the surface, both President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump have stakes in claiming credit, but the context differs substantially. Biden's administration has been pursuing a diplomatic ceasefire to align with broader humanitarian concerns and international pressure, and the current administration sees a ceasefire as a political necessity, reducing the massive humanitarian toll in Gaza and enabling hostages' release, which could salvage the US standing in the region. And it's also a legacy maneuver, and after a term punctuated by the chaotic Afghanistan withdrawal and Ukraine's ongoing conflict, Biden likely sees a Gaza ceasefire as a potential foreign policy win to close out his tenure. Yet critics argue that his approach risks strengthening Hamas by enabling their regrouping, and his reluctance to support Israel's potential strike on Iran underscores perceptions of weakness and appeasement, setting the stage for Trump to return to project strength. Trump's imminent return to the Oval Office in, just under 10 days, combined with his history of reshaping Middle East, the Middle East global image, casts a long shadow. His Abraham Accords legacy is widely seen as a genuine achievement in Middle Eastern diplomacy, and now his rhetoric regarding all hell will break loose unless hostages are released suggests a posture of strength, and Trump has signalled unyielding support for Israel, framing himself as the ultimate deal-maker who will back bold military actions, including Israel's rumoured plans against Iran. And the presence of Trump's designated envoy, Steve Witkoff, in negotiations signals the former president's determination to influence outcomes even before his formal return. The ceasefire's significance cannot be divorced from the broader strategic objectives, which is securing the release of the hostages and humanitarian relief to those in Gaza. It also has to reflect Israel's global goals. It needs to give Israel the opportunity to recalibrate for a potential strike on Iran's nuclear facilities, or at least to stop Iran developing those nuclear facilities with or without US support. And a phased ceasefire would allow Hamas to negotiate from a position of survival, potentially regrouping. Those are the three issues which dominate the peace talks. And those are difficult. Each one is a difficult issue. The hostages have been kept for too long. The power of Iran is growing at the same time as its economic strength is weakening. So it's a cornered rat, not unlike President Putin's power base in the Kremlin. And Hamas equally is a cornered rat. And so we've got three examples of how delay has caused problems in itself. For Biden, if the ceasefire is finalized before Trump's inauguration, Biden can claim some responsibility for achieving peace, albeit at the expense of critics accusing him of weakness in dealing with Iran and Hamas. For Trump, the looming prospect of his leadership has undoubtedly pressured both Israel and Hamas to accelerate negotiations, and should the ceasefire hold under his administration, he will claim credit for bringing decisive leadership to the region. At the moment, there are wobbles, as I'm making this video, serious wobbles, but at the same time, Netanyahu is telling the hostage families that a deal is within hours of being effective. Ultimately, the rewards depend on whether the ceasefire translates into sustained peace or merely serves as a prelude to a larger conflict. And Biden's efforts may yield short-term solutions, but Trump's promise of hell to pay underscores his readiness to capitalize on Biden's perceived inadequacy and redefine those rules of engagement in the Middle East. Both want credit, but the verdict will rest with history and with the voters.